Downtown Toledo is packed with apartments, townhomes, and condos, many inside historic buildings that have been converted into housing.
Places like the LaSalle apartments on Adams Street and the Commodore Perry apartments on Jefferson are now home to hundreds of downtown residents. But for some renters, daily life comes with added stress, and it comes down to one major issue: the elevators. Lead investigator Brian Duggar has the story tonight.
Our elevator is stuck with somebody in it.
Truck 5, elevator assist.
Call after call.
LaSalle Apartments, 513 Adams Street, near North Huron. Use channel 3.
And another.
Yeah, we got maintenance to meet us at the third floor entrance to give us access. We're unable to get to the elevator right now. We're trying to make access.
LaSalle Apartments on Adams Street and Commodore Perry Apartments on Jefferson Avenue have become familiar stops for Toledo fire and rescue crews, oftentimes because of the elevators.
I believe I moved in 2021.
Adrian and his family lived on the 9th floor of LaSalle until 2023. And he says elevator problems quickly became part of daily life.
You click the button, you wait, and it's like, okay, after 5 minutes, you try the other elevator.
Sometimes, he says, the elevator wouldn't come at all. And other times,
I would hear it coming up, but then it would stop, and then I would hear like people ringing the bell.
And that rescue bell has been rung more than once. Now, records show Toledo Fire and Rescue have responded repeatedly to stalled elevator calls at these buildings. At LaSalle, fire crews were dispatched at least 9 times between April 2024 and December 2025 for removal of victim or victims from a stalled elevator. Commodore Perry saw similar calls, including multiple incidents in 2024 and 2025. LaSalle opened nearly 30 years ago after being converted from an old department store into apartments. WTUL was there, in front of the elevators.
You'll find that interesting mixture of old and new throughout the building here. Take, for instance, the lobby. Brand new tile on the floor, right next to the original elevators that used to take shoppers up and down the various floors here.
The hype around moving into what used to be a department store and all that, that sort of like shifted slowly to like, oh, like maybe this place isn't really ready yet.
His frustration is supported by state inspection records. Those show repeated elevator violations documented inside these buildings. At LaSalle, state inspectors issued violation notices in April 2024 and again in February 2025. One inspection cited a smoke detector loose from its junction box, hanging by wires to the top of the hoistway. Another report said an elevator is removed from service due to violations that did not provide reasonable safety. Now, at Commodore Perry, state records show an elevator is removed from service for failing to maintain a current certificate of operation. Another notice ordered that the elevator is not to operate until required safety testing was performed, fees were paid, and re-inspection completed.
Truck 5, on an elevator assist.
We brought the repeated 911 calls, state violation notices, and tenant concern to the building's operator, Monarch Investment and Management Group of Franktown, Colorado. We asked for an interview in early December, shared documents with the company, delayed the story so we could get that interview, and then we were told they were not available. In a statement, the company says they are investing more than $2 million in the elevators, and then they added, "The safety of our residents and employees is our absolute highest priority, and any news story claiming differently is inaccurate."
Toledo was excited.
For Adrian, he had a different experience and says he saw some of his neighbors struggle with mobility issues.
It's not like those people don't have that ability, it's just that it was taken away from them because they can't rely on something as simple as an elevator.
That was lead investigator Brian Duggar. Multiple people have told us that there have been improvements with these elevators since we began looking into this story in early December. In fact, tenants told us today that the elevators are currently working in both buildings. If you've had issues with the elevators and want to tell us about your experience, you can email our team at 11investigates@WTOL.com.